Alright, so I've just got back, and today I have got one of the videos which is probably the most expensive out of any video on my channel. This video even tops the 100,000 subscriber special, which I'm going to say this quickly, is delayed, but I'm still going to do it eventually. But today I have spent over 1,300 UK pounds, and I am just absolutely nuts. You might have seen the title already on this video. Today I have spent a lot of time making my mind up with this, and it came to a point as I wanted to buy a phone out very first time before I turned 20. So today my main phone is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and you guys might know where I'm coming from now. You all might have expected this to happen, but I am upgrading my iPhone 13 Pro Max to the brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is the 512 gig. My camera's garbage, I apologize. This is the 512 gigabytes. 512 gigabytes. My 13 Pro Max is a 256 gigabyte. And if you watch my UK mobile speeds, this channel here might know I also have a Samsung. So I own the S23 Ultra, which is a great phone. I love this phone. I thought of getting the next Samsung, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Apple one more chance. And I was disappointed a bit with the 15s. So I was questionable with the 16 very much, so I gave him a bit of time thinking of what features was on the phone, which ones would I use, and because I used the camera quite a bit, yes, the S23 Ultra has that 200 megapixel camera. The 16 Pro Max has more of a video feature stuff, which I could use. The Samsung is great for video, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but I feel like I want to give Apple another chance. So I'm going with this 16 Pro Max this year, maybe for 2 years. I'd rather upgrade every 2 or 3 years. I've had this since 2022, September, which is going to be great. Anyways, should we get into the unboxing? Let's get into the unboxing. So I'm going to switch to the phone camera, but I'm going to use my main microphone here. I'm going to continue recording on my PC, and I'm going to record with my phone. This is the first proper unboxing I have done in ages. Anyways, let's get into the unboxing. All right, so this is the 16 Pro Max. This is the 512 gigabyte. We are recording in 1080p 60 fps. Oh, this oh my god. Right, so I went to the Apple store, and to be honest, I'm gonna try and get this video out on my birthday, so I want to try and get this video done by the end of this week. It's this Friday, November 29th. If you're wanting to wish me a happy birthday, leave it in the comment section down below, or in Discord. I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description. But yeah, this is what I wanted to buy myself for my birthday, and to save up for over a year. This has just been an absolutely incredible journey. The S23 Ultra wasn't a bad investment, but this might, but it depends. So I haven't got a case for this at the moment. There is one on its way. The one thing I do want to mention as well is I know Android has a lot of features which are great, but my S23 Ultra is just it's still up to date, and I use most of the features on the Samsung, but I also use the iPhone daily basis. I use iCloud, and I have a MacBook Pro as well, but I also have Windows computers. Anyways, so let's get behind. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, I've never ever unboxed an actual fully built phone. So if I can do this. Oh, how do I do this? This way? That. Am I doing something wrong? Doing something wrong, aren't I? Oh dear. Doing something wrong. Hold on. Peel here or peel here? Oh my god, peel. I ain't got nails. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm not good at unboxing videos. I did say on Bluesman's Life I will be doing more videos unboxing. I said that a few years ago, but it still didn't happen. So I thought this video made sense. Here we go. Just do this. Get the nail. Bit under. There we go. Okay, right. Under and perfect. Right. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a big chungus. Damn. That feels great. Oh, there's a pin. Alright. Okay, so let's do this. Wow, looks right nice. That feels like God. It comes with a Type-C. Hey, Apple! You said it wasn't a Type-C. But there's a Type-C right here. But yeah, it's not USB-A Type-C, but I'll find a solution. But right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip on to setting this up. And then I'll come and talk about some of the features, which I'm very excited for. So anyways, let's set this up and I'll be right back with you. Anyways, I'm going to transfer my eSIM over and everything. Let's get through.
1 hour later.
All right. So here's the thing. This phone is great. So I've managed to set all my apps up. So if I go on a YouTube. Okay. So if I go on a YouTube, that looks great. Like the screen is great. Like I can scroll through videos. My camera's not great, so if you can't really say anything, but the screen on this is just amazing, and also everything is laid out the correct way. And the one thing that I was interested with this phone is the ability for 5G standalone. So on EE they support 5G standalone, even though I got the plan before the August that they said. The plan supports 5G standalone because I've got it turned on. So I'm going to try a 5G speed test. I'm going to add this into the video. Let's just see how it goes. I'm going to use the 20i LTD and let's just see how it looks. So EE 5G 71 ping. I don't live in a great place for 5G, so let's just see how this... Okay, so let me just explain. So this is single carrier band 3. If you don't know mobile stuff, this is basically the signal that is traveling. It's 1800 megahertz, so it's 1800 megahertz. This is just a single carrier size. This is not the greatest experience. What I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to spread this across to just today, and maybe 24 hours. So yeah, no, that's just perfect. So we've got 11.8 on the down, 2.73 on the up. Let's do a speed test over the broadband. So it's showing... Okay, let me just reset the app. Okay, so what we're going to do... Okay, it's showing. So we're going to use the 20i LTD site again. We're going to screen record and we're going to click play. This is Virgin Media. In here, I would get around 400 meg. That makes sense. So I'm getting wow, 500 meg. So this is unexpectedly the reason the antennas on this thing is just so much better than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which I was upgraded from. Damn, I forgot how like neat this is. So let's just talk about the reason why I got the 16 Pro Max. The main selling point for me was I like using AI. I want to get to know Apple Intelligence, and I know Samsung has one, which is pretty good. But the other reason is iPhone's been my daily driver since 2018. I've had the XR, the 12 Pro Max, 13 Pro Max, and now I've got the 16 Pro Max. But the thing is, most of the signal strength, definitely for EE and some other networks like O2, Vodafone if you live in the UK, struggles on older devices. So this is the 12 Pro Max, and where's Apple 13? Here it is. And this is the 13 Pro Max. Currently, I've got Vodafone inside of this because it used to have EE and Vodafone, which is now EE is in the 16 Pro Max. Do I prefer the 16 Pro Max over the 13? So there's going to be some features like the camera controller. Where is it there? So if I use this correct, okay, let me just use that again. Oh, let me use the 3. Okay, let me overreact. So that's the iPhone 13. Can I get a good picture? Let's get a good picture. How detailed is my forehead? That's actually, you can see the pixels in the screen. Damn, you can see the pixel. That is just that's insane. It's picked up the pixels. If I did that with the 13 Pro Max, I forgot about this feature. I forgot about that feature. Damn. So Apple Cars, yeah. So Apple's the same. There's a few things I need to set up on here. Let me just check. My mobile banking might need setting back up. If it does, then yeah, there. So yeah, it needs setting. So I need to continue setting everything up. What I'm gonna do? Can I turn this off? No, it's gonna be split on this screen. That's fine. So what I'm gonna do is this video is gonna be chopped into multiple segments. so this is the unboxing and the first features of why I brought the 16 Pro Max. So far, it's not, well, much different. I'm gonna get used to carrying this without a case for a few days, but I will update you all on this phone. But like, I can tell there's definitely camera improvements compared to the 13 Pro Max, and yeah, there's definitely stuff that I can say is pretty good. Like, I can browse Discord, which you guys should definitely join the Discord server. This is actually amazing. But yeah, no, this is incredible. So what I'm gonna do is later on, I'm going to make another segment. So it should be dark in the background. I'm gonna make another segment of how I feel about this phone after a few hours, after 6 hours. So that should be just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So leading to 8 o'clock. Then I'm going to do one 24 hours after. So this time tomorrow, or a little earlier than this time, and just see if my opinion's changing. Is this phone's actually worth my investment? Because if you think of it, I do a lot of speed test stuff, and for the EE speed tests I've been doing, it's been getting gig. I've had to use the S23 Ultra. This is a great phone. If you are thinking of picking a phone up, you don't know which which one to go with, you've either got the 16s or the Samsungs. I do suggest, if you're an Android person, you're upgrading your Android, definitely get the Samsung. Samsung is great. And this is the thing, I'm an iPhone user, but I am praising people to get a Samsung as well. But also, if you're still an Apple user, get another Apple iPhone if you're actually interested in the features which are there. You know, I think directly as an iPhone user, upgrading from the 13 Pro Max to the 16 Pro Max, I don't expect too much of a difference, because the 16 Pro Max has like definitely got to try and see what features are different. But the thing is, 13 Pro Max, I'm gonna shove this out of its case for a bit. I have the graphite on the 13 Pro Max, and that is the black tip. That looks pretty good. In camera wise, you can't see it. In person, you can definitely tell, and you can tell this is a bigger phone as well, the 16. The thing I'm interested to try is watching film or videos at night on the 16 Pro Max. So in 6 hours, I'm going to cut to then, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the 16 Pro Max and how I've been handling for a few hours, and then see if my opinions change, if I feel like this was a good upgrade. At the moment, it's getting my interest into it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in 6 hours. Let's see how this goes, and I'll catch you later. Let's see how it goes, because I think my opinions might shift. I don't know. Let's see.
6 hours later.
Oh, sorry there. I just forgot about that. Anyways, so it has been 6 hours since I unboxed the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Yeah, so I've had this phone for 6 hours, and to be honest, 6 hours I've had with it, well, to stay over the 13 Pro Max, kinda like it. I don't know if this is just me being biased, kinda like it. I do really like the 16 Pro Max. I'm kind of not disappointed. It feels nice, and the only reason is I've not got a case after 6 hours is because I've got one on its way. For the time of this recording, I might have one. Yeah, no, so the 16 Pro Max has been an interesting iPhone I've had since I became an iPhone user in 2018, so I'm not relatively old and OG. The thing I like about the 16 Pro Max is I definitely got used to the camera control button, which is basically there. I kind of got used to it because of how chunky my hands are. It feels about right, but like a little like that. If I hold the phone like that, I keep using the camera control button, and that's not a problem. The battery life, it's been over 6 hours since I powered this on, because it's been over 6 hours and I've still not managed to kill it. I've got 2 networks in the phone, and I've not managed to kill it. The only issue I've got with the 16 Pro Max is definitely the bezels. Is when I'm typing, I keep catching the button on one side of the screen. That's the only issue I have with the 16 Pro Max. Other than that, everything else is completely fine. The speakers sound great, the camera's nice, the feel is nice. Because I never really tried the 14 or the 15s, I kind of get used to the 16 Pro Max very nicely. It's got the same features. The speakers are a lot more clearer, and I've noticed this when I'm on a phone call. It sounds perfect. It sounds great. I think out of all what's been said about the iPhone 16 Pro Max, it's definitely not as disappointing as what the 15s were to me. I kinda did not really prefer the 15s, but that's my preference. People have different preferences, but before anyone does say it as well, I still got a Samsung as well with the S23 Ultra, sorry. I was talking about an S24 Ultra earlier, and I was like, do I or do I not? So yeah, the 16 Pro Max has definitely, like, even Wi-Fi performance has improved. I've noticed stuff's loading like very quick. It's like this snappy. I tried some mobile speeds tests, exclusively Vodafone and EE. Basically I found some interesting tech. I also tested my home broadband, which I got over 1,000 megabits per second, which is nuts. Well, not over Wi-Fi, but over a Type-C to Ethernet adapter, which this thing caps out at 300 meg on the Samsung S23 Ultra, which I tested on the 16 Pro Max to see if it was just the dongle, and it was completely fine. It did 1,150 megabits per second. One other thing I have about the 16 Pro Max, which was nice, was when I tested out the 5G and the 4G, because I kind of get connection for 5G on E. I've noticed the performance compared to 4G is definitely there. You can just kind of notice. It's not a big difference because it's not really major, but with Vodafone, I've noticed my speeds are kind of more stabler than before. That might be due to just the antennas on this thing being absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the 24-hour landmark for this. Like, I will be going to test it more on this phone tomorrow. What do I think about the rest of it? That's going to be a question. I haven't really got to use Apple Intelligence yet, which I know, and I know exactly it might be alright. I don't know if I should try it on video. I don't know. But I know Siri sometimes plays up for me on my 13 Pro Max. That's because I forgot to set it up properly. Features wise, it's just an iPhone. It just reminds me of an iPhone. I can do tasks on it. It feels nice browsing TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So there's going to be people that are biased, and I'm going to say this again because I said it earlier on in the video. If you're a Samsung user or an Android user, Samsung's perfect. And if you have £1,000 or you just want to look for one that's a good Samsung but it's not super expensive, a refurbished S23 Ultra, like, these are great, or just a standard S23, which are great. I've had no issues with the Samsung. Do I talk about the cameras on this thing? Yeah, let's talk about the cameras. So I kind of use the cameras, and what I've noticed is the zoom is a lot better compared to my iPhone 13 Pro Max. The thing is, what I have noticed is definitely significant camera improvements, which isn't super blown away or super zoom, but it's good enough for a day-to-day use. As in, like, an iPhone user, you can still take normal pictures, you'll be completely fine. Videos wise, well, when I'm looking through the phone, kind of looks good. I don't know if I should say this, it looks good. Thing is, and I'm not gonna just crap on iPhone here for this bit, this display is bright, like that bright, like my camera's like struggle, that's bright. And also the color. I don't know if this is weird, but why is my iPhone 13? The images don't look as sharp as if I did on the 16, so you can tell which one's the 13 or which one's the 16. Through my camera, you won't be able to notice the sharpness on the screen, but I've noticed a bit more sharper text and stuff on the 16 Pro Max. Is it worth the upgrade? Maybe not for everyone. If you're an iPhone user and you don't want to upgrade or have £1,000, I think I'll suggest the 16. But if you want the Pro features, definitely the Pro Max. I don't know if I can suggest the original Pro. I've not really tried it. I wish I could. But yeah, no, the Pro Max, it just feels smooth. And between the 6-hour mark and the 24-hour mark, I want to kind of try cloud gaming on it, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm sorry I'm blabbering on for too long. This is just a 6-hour inclusion of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I will be back in the next when it gets to 24 hours, and I will suggest maybe what I think about the phone. I don't think I'm going to be sending it back at the moment. It's been very great. The battery life solid, everything's solid on it. But yeah, that's everything for now. I will catch you all to the 24-hour mark.
24 hours later.
And we are here. The 24-hour review of using the iPhone 16 Pro Max. To be honest, it's over 24 hours. I needed a bit more time to figure out some other stuff. Apparently it's 7:25 p.m. on Wednesday, when I've had this since 2:50. I set it up at 2:50 something p.m. on Tuesday. It's been over 24 hours. I could now give you my final thoughts. Do I regret buying this phone or do I not? And is it actually worth what I'm paying it for over my 13 Pro Max? So this is strange. I'm going to take the case off with the 13 Pro Max because this has got a case. This one has one coming. I like the black titanium. The graphite was lovely, and I love this black graphite still. The graphite color on the 13 Pro Max. I kind of like the black titanium here on the 16 Pro Max. Everything I've done on it is very super smooth. Speed test wise, if you are aware, I run a channel known as UK Mobile Speeds. Speed testing on this device has been absolutely amazing. The battery life is if I heavily used what I did on this today, was spamming the camera, spamming the speed test constantly over and over again, went on games like Roblox, Call of Duty Mobile, Minecraft, this phone lasted ages, and I fully charged it when I killed it for the 24 hours later. I charged it back up to 100%, and I have been hammering it all afternoon since, and it only took about an hour and 15 minute-ish, I think. That's on a quarter past. What? No, it didn't. Sorry, this is wrong. It took me to charge this from 0 to 100 about 50 minutes or maybe 45 minutes. It was quick, and I was shocked when I charged this phone. It was, I don't know if it's because of the cable I used or if it's because this supports a higher charge than even my S23 Ultra. And like I said multiple times in this video, if you're a Samsung person and you're looking for a, you can't afford the newest Samsung, the S23 Ultra is great as a refurbished phone. This phone has been amazing. Do I think though it's better? The 16 Pro Max is better than the S23 Ultra on camera? No, but sometimes yes. So the main focus of this camera is how can I really say this? It's not terrible. This has a better zoom, but the quality you get out of this without zooming is incredible. It's like, okay, here's the thing. The zoom without a zoom on the S23 Ultra is amazing. Don't get me wrong. And I'm going to take the case off the S23 Ultra so you can see them about the S23 Ultra. The S23 Ultra is great. The camera's still better than the iPhone. Do I think the iPhone's improving at a very quick rate? Yeah, over the 13 Pro Max. Yeah, the iPhone 16 Pro Max definitely has a great camera. Do I replace the Samsung S23 Ultra as my main zoom photo camera? No. But does it do what I wanted it to do? Yeah. Does it do a bit better than the 13 Pro Max? So this is the 16, this is the 13. Does it do any better? In my opinion, yes. Not always. In game-wise, the 16 Pro Max is an actual monster. So I'm going to throw up some Geekbench 6 results here. You can tell the CPU it's horrendous. You could tell that this phone is snappy. The 16 Pro Max is just like this instantly. The 13 Pro Max is still a very good phone. If you're looking for a refurbished iPhone and you're upgrading from kind of an older phone, the 13 Pro Max is probably your best bet. If you're doing a lot of like, you're upgrading from the 13 Pro Max, do I always recommend the 16 Pro Max? I do think I wish Apple did a few bits better. However, the RAM's been pumped up from this. It's now 8GB of RAM on the 16 Pro Max compared to 6, or I think it's 4 on the 13 Pro Max. I'm sure it's 6. The graphics improvements, the CPU improvements, you can tell. Do I think that if Apple did some improvements in other form factors as well, and maybe improved the main sensor, or I don't know which one's the main sensor, in my opinion, I don't know, because I haven't fiddled around with it. Do I think if they increased the megapixel 48 to 100, do I think the cameras could be pretty good? Yes, maybe. Do I think the zoom should have been improved? Instead of it doing 25, what about 50? Maybe make it so it's not so grainish when zooming. There is a few things I have a disappointment on, and the thing is, and this was a criticism part for this phone I think at some point, was the camera control button right here. Have I used it? Absolutely. I love it. I could fiddle around with this. Like, look at this. Oh my god, I'm so flat-nosed as fits. Take a picture. Oh, that looks ugly. And to be honest, the detail I love that I don't know why the S23 Ultra doesn't do this is especially the pixels. You could see the freaking pixels in this thing. It's unbelievable. I'm not going to show the picture on screen because I know it is a bit of a boggle, but I don't want to just put them on the internet, which I don't really want. V-test wise, great. I've had, like, you could feel on the internet snappiness from like even on mobile network. Signal strength, amazing. Do I think it's a little bit of an overcost? Maybe. Depends who wants it. But the 16 Pro Max has probably been my best upgrade I have ever had on an iPhone as my main phone. Just remember this. This is what's being replaced as my main phone. So this would do what the 12 Pro Max, I'm not going to grab it because put it away. But this is replacing the 12 Pro Max as like the other networks run. So on this phone, I'm running 3K. If you live in the UK, we have 4 major networks. We have 3: Vodafone, O2, and EE. My main network is EE, which is running on my 16 Pro Max with Vodafone as the main physical SIM, which EE is my eSIM. I have 3 UK, my 13 Pro Max, which wasn't 12 Pro Max, but at one point used to be the Samsung. And I have O2 in the S23 Ultra. I also have 1P Mobile, which runs on the EE network, which was for testing reasons because of this not being quick enough to pick up speed like the S23 Ultra was. So, here's my final conclusion. Am I sticking with the 16 Pro Max? Yes. I thought I'm going to give Apple another chance. I almost decided to switch over to Samsung, but I gave Apple another chance. And to be honest, I need a bit more time to figure out if it's fully worth it, as I have played games a bit on it, like Roblox. I've played Call of Duty Mobile, played for a little bit. I didn't play long enough. Minecraft, I didn't really play much of, but I need a bit more time. But this is probably a great phone for me, and I am really happy to be on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It took 13 months to save up for this, so if you want to support the channel, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. So it took me 13 months to save up for this phone. That's incredible. And to be honest, I do like the dynamic island. It's great. A lot of people have issues with it. I kind of like it, because then instead of having to, okay, let me unlock the phone. Instead of having to go here to control your song, just click on the dynamic dynamic island here. Completely fine. Again, I'm going to say this once more before I end this video. If you're a Samsung user, go with Samsung. The S23 Ultra is a great phone still. If you upgrade from the S23 Ultra, go for the S24 Ultra. And if the S25's out, go for the S25. But if you're an iPhone user, try out the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If not, go with Samsung, or maybe even try out the S23 Ultra. It's a great phone. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I'm blambling on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!